Mermaids, the majestic half-human half-fish beings who live underwater, are they really part of our world, maybe or maybe not? Join us as we have a look at 15 accounts of people seeing mermaids in real life. And number 1, Kiryat Yeam, Israel. There are always rumors about mermaids. In this place, a quiet town in Israel, in 2009, after sightings reached a new high, the mayor Shmuel Sisso offered $1 million to anyone who could offer unshakable and undeniable proof of their existence. A few years later, a viral video would be posted by 2 travel vloggers who came upon a strange creature while filming on the beach. After the men discussed whether or not it was a seal, the entity appears to turn around, look at them, and then use its tiny arms to scurry away. Some claim that this was a real mermaid. However, skeptics seem to believe that the video was digitally altered or captured a simple misperception of a known animal instead. Other people have reported seeing this mermaid, which resembles a cross between a fish or dolphin and a young girl, and say that she only appears at sunset, performs a few tricks for onlookers, and then disappears into the night. One of the first people to ever see her was a man named Cohen. He said was with friends when suddenly they saw a woman laying on the sand in a weird way, and at first they thought that she was simply another sunbather, but when they approached her, she jumped into the water and disappeared, and they were a little shocked because of what they had seen and that they saw. Tale number 2, Christopher Columbus. In 1943, Christopher Columbus was near the Dominican Republic when he saw 3 mermaids. He described them as being not half as beautiful as painted and having masculine features. However, historians spell it that Columbus got confused and mistook manatees for mythic creatures, which would make sense given his descriptions. Although adorable to some, the manatee certainly is not as enchantingly beautiful as a mermaid. Have often been depicted to be. Number 3, Diana Beach, Uganda, Kenya. In 2020, to a viral TikTok began circulating of a real mermaid that was washed up on Diani Beach in Uganda, Kenya. The video shows people coming up to the creature and poking it in order to ensure that it's real. The mermaid, which appears to be a childlike figure with a large tail, lays there as it's poked and prodded, occasionally flails its arms and the fins on its tail flap up and down, and it appears to be injured in some way. Local authorities in Kenya have denounced the video as lie, saying that reports of an alleged mermaid spotted in Uganda that are circulating on social media are fake. Furthermore, a writer for Snopes, a fact-checking website, would say that in all likelihood the video was a digitally altered composite that featured genuine footage of a dying fish and a digitally added image of a childer doll. Number 3, Great Yarmouth Beach, England. In 2016, a man named Paul Jones would post videos of a decaying corpse with a fish-like tail to his Facebook page. Along with the videos, he would write, "Today, Great Yarmouth, we found what looks like a dead mermaid washed up on the beach." Some supported his claim that decaying body he came upon was in fact a mermaid, but others pointed to the fact that there's a large colony of gray seals that live on the Norfolk coast where the video was taken. Skeptics were also quick to point out that Jones is known for creating fish-themed art, and that this is just likely another one of his creations. Number 4, Ireland. In Celtic and Norse mythology, Selkies, or Selkie meaning sea folk, are known for changing from seal to human. It's
believed that humans cannot resist the Selkie in its human form, and they cannot help but fall in love with them also. Once it sheds its skin or tail and a person hides from them, the Selkie cannot return to the sea. Irish and Scottish folklore is littered with stories about
men and women, but usually men, who came upon the skin, successfully hid it, and then married the Selkie. A well-known story involving sea folk is about Tadirua Odo, a chieftain who was tasked with finding a bride upon rising to a leadership role. However, he apparently had many choices and he couldn't make up his mind. Then one day he walked out to the beach to think, and that's when he stumbled upon a Selkie named Eve. He immediately fell in love with her and hid her skin. Together they ruled felon and shared 7 children. One of those children, however, found the skin that his father had so carefully tried to conceal, and his mother was ecstatic after it was returned to her. But when she returned to the ocean, she couldn't take all of her children with her. So she turned 5 of them into rocks and took off with the other 2 under her arms. Number 5, Kauai Point, Kauai, Hawaii. In 1998, a diver named Jeff Leisher allegedly photographed the stunning creature that people had claimed to exist off the coast of the Hawaii island of Kauai. He'd heard about her before, but most of the people out in those waters who were regularly there have heard the stories and had never seen her until that morning he claimed that he was diving, when he heard people on a nearby boat begin to scream when he went to see what they were pointing at us, when he saw what resembled a nude woman with long flowing hair and one of the most beautiful faces he had ever seen. Allegedly, she was only 10 feet away from him. It said that 10 people who were on the boat also saw her, and has said that the mermaid was swimming so fast that it could not have been a human. She was even keeping up with the dolphins that were around her, and then when she leapt into the air, Jeff's heart almost gave out on him. The entire lower half of her body was covered with scales and tapered back into a huge fish tail, and this mermaid must have had a knack for silly in this, because Jeff would later claim that half an hour to an hour after initially seeing her, she playfully brushed up against his body before swimming away again. According to his website, the Weekly World News had his images of the mermaid analyzed by 3 photography labs, and they all determined the pictures to be genuine and not tampered with. He said that he felt lucky that he was the one to finally prove to the world what people have known for half a century, that the Kauai Point mermaid is real. Number 6, the killer mermaid of Zimbabwe. This is that maybe how one resident feels, but his words do not reflect what others think about the mermaid that alleged locals and visitors alike. In June of 2000, villagers of Mahandara woke up to learn that 2 men had drowned in a local dam. However, it wasn't this news alone that was surprising. They had apparently drowned while chasing a mermaid. According to legend, and the mermaid did not always inhabit the dam. Instead, one day, a woman saw a narrow whirlwind coming towards her before it reached the middle of the pool. Then she heard the sound of splashing and said that it looked as though the cyclone was deposited in top water. A ripple of waves would follow, and another woman was by the dam and was washing her laundry. As she watched everything transpire, then she casually stated that a mermaid had come to live in the pool. After that, the mermaid began plaguing the people and the animals who dared to come near that dam, and one man would claim that one day he went for a walk with his dog near the water, but his pet randomly began shrieking, and then disappeared. In terror, he fled the scene, and when he arrived home, his father reminded him that mermaids don't like dogs. Odd occurrences have happened in and around the dam so often that religious figures have had to get involved in order to eradicate the maids from the country of Zimbabwe, although others believe that the mermaid is somehow connected to God, and like the 2 men who had drowned in the year 2000, anyone who walks into the pond and isn't right with God will be punished. I do believe mermaid exist. He had no reason to leave. They don't. As recent as 2012, divers attempting to fix a blockage in the dam claimed to have seen a mermaid, and they vowed to never go into those waters again. Understandably, the government did not believe these claims, so it sent another team to fix the problem. However, it said that these workers also saw the mermaid and then refused to go back. That has reportedly ever been fixed even to this day. Number 7, Japan. The mummified body of a creature appearing to be part human, part primate, and part fish is housed in a temple in Japan. It was initially in a box with a note that dated back to 1903, describing how the mermaid was caught in a net in the sea off of the Tosa province around 1736 to 1741. See-through writer would explain that the fishermen who caught it did not know that it was a mermaid, but took it to Osaka and sold it as an unusual fish the ancestors bought. It then kept it as a family treasure. The specimen resembles the ninja, which in Japanese folklore is a creature with a monkey's mouth, fish-like teeth, and a body that's covered in golden scales. This legend has it a woman accidentally ate the fish of a mermaid and then lived for 800 years. For that reason, the mummy mermaid would be kept in the temple for believers to pray to, but no one no-show made its way to the 10 simple. However, it wasn't this news alone that was surprising. They had apparently drowned while chasing a mermaid. Instead, scans, DNA samples, and dental analysis would confirm that most of the mummy was never a living being at all. It's actually made of paper, cloth, and glue. The scales are from the skin of a fugu,